As human beings, we crave excitement, challenge, and adventure. When all of this is combined with the great outdoors, nothing will stop us from going all the way. Welcome to this episode of Andrew Mallory's Great Escapes. We're going to be learning about ATVs and what it takes to master these beasts. We spent a fabulous night here at Sun River Resort, and I'm rested and ready to try an adventure for the day. Now, resorts like this represent a huge variety of products during the summer and the winter. And what I'm focusing on today is a guided ATV tour, a company by the name of Safari Adventures that Sun River Resort represent. So I'm going to head out now, find my guide for the day, and I'll look forward to you joining me. Well, I got up this morning at the beautiful Sun River Resort, jumped in my car, and about 10 to 12 minutes away, I arrive here at the trailhead, where I'm joined by, I'm told, an extreme ATV specialist. Now, that might sound interesting until you have a look at him. He wears a Fu Manchu moustache. His name's Eric, and he's here to introduce us all, and me, to these machines and where we're going to go. So, Eric, what can I expect today? Anything scary?
There's going to be some scary spots out here. This isn't for the novice, the trails I'm going to take you on today. It's got some very rugged stuff out there. It'll be challenging.
Are we likely to catch a bit of air?
Yeah, with any luck. We'll see how you progress throughout the day.
Okay, Eric, train me.
Well, training on these machines is pretty simple. We'll get you up to speed pretty quickly on this, and the first couple miles of trails are going to be pretty mild, so you have a good warm-up till we get to the hard stuff.
How long is it going to take me to really get a feel for this machine and what it's capable of?
About a half an hour, you'll start to get comfortable on it. A couple hours into it, and you'll start catching air.
All right, let's get training then.
Let's do it. Well, the first step is always going to be safety, and we're going to start with a helmet for you and some goggles. Go ahead and slide your brain into that.
And this you're doing static, we're not going to be moving.
No, we'll just go through the machine first and make sure you're clear on all the controls of it before we start moving.
How do you control this beast?
Very carefully. First off, you're going to turn the key on. That won't start your motor, but it gives you your heads-up display here. And the most important thing on here is definitely your brakes. Both of your brakes are right here. Use both of your brakes evenly throughout the day, just use them both. It's four-wheel drive, so one of them will lock up or slow down the machine. To change gears on this machine is very easy. There's no clutch. You're just gonna let off of your throttle and press it. It's as simple as pressing a button to get up into first, second, third, fourth, fifth gear.
That's really basic.
It's as simple as you can get.
It normally takes half an hour to train on an ATV before you start the engine, but not wanting to burn what daylight we still had, I urged Eric to start our next phase of the training, working with the rig as it's in motion. Okay, Eric, now we're in the next phase of the training, and what am I in for? What's going to happen?
Well, we're going to do a few more parking lot drills here first, going through some orange cones, learning how to shift your weight. It's important to have the basics down before we head out there. Learning how to stop quickly, that's always key. Not panicking and holding the throttle down, that's important.
But Eric, tell me this isn't going to last long, because the fun is out there.
It is, and we got about another 15 minutes of this, and then we're going to head out to the fun.
15 minutes?
Or so, depending on how quickly you get this.
15 minutes. I thought this was meant to be extreme. A 4-year-old could do this.
Simple enough.
Eric, that was hardly extreme, was it?
Oh, it's not even ballpark.
And I'm not shaking.
Shouldn't be yet. You will be.
Finally, we made it into the forest. This is the third part of the training, getting used to the rougher terrain on an easier trail. I must admit though that driving on the forest floor was much different than the pavement. For one, I could see that we were going to encounter a lot of dust, which could really cut down on visibility. Okay. Well, Eric, that was my first taste of a bit of dirt, and I'm nice and clean right now, so what condition am I going to come back in at the end of the day?
Well, you won't be the proper Englishman you are now when you get back.
What will I be, Eric?
You're going to be filthy.
All right. Dirt's good, even in England. We're used to dirt in England, Eric. England is covered in mud. This is nothing. So the plan is now to head straight off, right?
Head straight off.
Okay. Just put my little goggles on so I look the part. As we began our journey, I couldn't help but think how remarkable and privileged we were to be in one of the most beautiful places on earth. Even though we had great challenges ahead to overcome, just being in the great outdoors could have been gratifying enough. Sun River is located just minutes from Bend here in Central Oregon. It's a top resort area for families and adventurers alike. From skiing on Mount Bachelor in the winter to riding the hundreds of miles of bike trails in the summer, Sun River offers an amazing and relaxing atmosphere. The centerpiece of the resort is the lodge itself. They offer not only traditional hotel rooms, but also vacation homes. Their golf courses are renowned for their beauty and tranquility. But if you don't want to hang around the lodge, they offer activities like whitewater rafting and ATV tours, such as the one I'm doing today. For someone who loves the outdoors, Sun River is the perfect place to come. I'm going to take these off for a minute. Oh, it's getting really hot. Nothing too serious so far, just that log. But I promise that this is going to get far more extreme the further we go. Whoop, nah, excuse me, because this is getting interesting. Okay. Whoa. Not the kind of thing you want to take a mother-in-law out on a Sunday afternoon. Now this is steep here. Okay. All right, a little bit of flat terrain. Okay, a bit of a bump coming. Let me tell you, this exercises muscles I didn't even know I had. Shoulders, back, rump. Okay. Shortly down the trail, Eric and I met our first major challenge. Okay. All right. I'm getting a bit hot here.
Yeah, it's warming up quick today.
Shed a layer or two. Now, I assume we're not going around this, we're going over it, right?
That's the only way to go.
What's the technique?
Well, this is pretty high, so you're going to have to hit this with a little bit of speed so you don't high center, which means getting the log caught up underneath you. So you're going to have to keep your momentum the whole way, stand up. As soon as you get over it, get your weight back a little bit.
Okay. Now, this looks pretty tame. It's only about, what, a foot, foot and a half?
Foot.
But as Eric says, the problem is going to occur if we bottom out in the middle of it. So momentum is the way forward.
That's it.
All right, you're going to demonstrate this for me?
Sure.
All right. Well, yeah, he got a little bit of air there. The front wheels leapt up, what, 2 feet? Big deal. This is easy. Watch this space. I'm going to start off in second gear, just as Fu Manchu did. Goggles on for safety. Watch and weep. Give me 5. Easy. I'm really getting into this.
That was great. You couldn't have done that any better. That's a good warm-up. It's going to get harder up here.
It's going to get harder now, he says. All right, I'm ready for it.
Let's go.
Much of the Central Oregon Cascades were formed by volcanic activity, so most of the trails are quite rocky and potentially dangerous if you fall off. Even though Eric makes it look quite easy, it does take a lot of skill to maneuver this treacherous terrain. You have to be ready for just about anything that lies ahead. Okay, getting a little bit more technical here. Ooh. The trails in this area vary enormously in scenery. One minute you can be in a heavily wooded area going across a dirt trail, then it will suddenly change to lava flock and shaved off tree stumps. The US Forest Service is the public agency which governs ATV trails in the northwest of America. Unfortunately, you can't just go anywhere you want. There are specifically marked areas and you can get fined if you go off them. Driving an ATV is a pretty simple thing once you get used to it. The key seems to be distributing your weight and not going overboard with the stunts. As Eric and I got into the higher elevations, we encountered the most difficult part of our journey, crossing fields of sharp lava rock. We had to go much slower on this terrain as not to puncture our tires. Okay, so you didn't let me down. That was pretty serious stuff.
Fun stuff, I told you. Put your money where your mouth is.
Now I am shaking a bit. Because you can flip off the back of one of those rocks in a heartbeat.
Real easy. You gotta hope they don't slide out from underneath you too.
But let me tell you, the view up here is something to behold. Where are we, Eric? What are we looking at?
Well, that's Mount Bachelor behind you there, and we're looking out over the Cascade Range. These are the Cascade Lakes. Pretty low right now, pretty late in the season.
I'd like to do some more jumps and things on the way back.
Yeah, you're warmed up for it.
Yeah, I think I'll be all right. Being a professional guide, Eric makes it look pretty easy. Yet I just wasn't so sure about my novice ability to get over the challenging terrain.
All right.
But at some point, you just have to trust yourself to take the risk and keep moving forward. Now let's hear from Mary Devane on the kind of equipment you'd need to get into this sport. Mary?
Thanks, Andrew. Well, if you're looking to get started and you don't know quite where to look, this bike right here might be for you. It's built more for the extreme rider, and for about $7,000, you can do pretty much anything you want on an ATV. It's a two-stroke, it's a hand clutch, it rides like a motorcycle, but if you want to go out there and do anything you've always wanted to do, this is the bike for you. However, I know you, Andrew, and you're going to want to ride one of these. For just under $5,000, you can get yourself one of these babies. A 350cc Honda Rancher, all-wheel drive, electronic shift, digital display, so easy to use, your 13-year-old kid could use it. But you have to be 16 to ride. But the $5,000 doesn't stop there. You can do a ton of stuff with these things. From hunting, fishing, you can strap on cargo boxes, you can even pull a trailer, especially if you're on a farm, it's very useful. Or if you have kids that want to ride along. But don't forget that with this great fun comes great responsibility. You need to have a permit, especially if you're riding in a Forest Service land, and you have to wear safety equipment. And speaking of safety equipment, let me show you something over here. Now, if you're going to ride an ATV, you need a helmet. Now, helmets range from different sizes and shapes, but they all pretty much do the same thing. For around $100, you can get yourself a good head helmet. And if you're going to ride like Andrew, you're going to need it. Now, we have some other options here as well. You can get yourself a good riding jacket that will protect your arms and your shoulders in case you happen to fall off. But don't forget about your safety goggles and your riding gloves. Now, Andrew, let's see how you're getting along.
Well, we're having great fun here on our ATVs in Central Oregon, but there's a lot more to come. So join us right after this break. After some pretty rough terrain, Eric thought it was high time to bring me to his special jumping spot. I was really looking forward to getting some air on these rigs and was excited about stepping up to this riding challenge. What I expected to see though was a large and high mound to jump from. But what we ended up using was something quite different. Wow. Okay, Eric, so we've done a few bits and pieces. Now it's time surely to do a jump.
And that is why we stopped right here. We got a nice little entry-level jump right here for you.
Eric, that's not a jump, it's a slope. It's about this big. It's not a jump.
Doesn't look like much. It will when you're in the air.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what's the technique then?
Hit it as fast as you can. When you're in the air, get your weight back.
Otherwise it'll tip forward.
Yep.
And you could roll.
And you can roll.
Okay, that seems pretty straightforward. So you take off, lean, put your weight back,
Way
just
back.
bounce landing.
Can't be too far back. Get it way back.
Okay. Alrighty. Do you want to show me how this is done?
Sure.
Okay. Well, the scary Fu Manchu man is now going to show me how to fly through the air over a jump. But it's about this big. You probably couldn't see it very well, but it's actually about that big, and I don't think he's even going to take off the ground. He's going to stay flat. But let's cut him some slack and see how he does, and then I'll try afterwards. Eric, come on then. Okay, so he did lift off the ground a bit, which makes me a little bit nervous, to tell you the truth, but I'm going to try it anyway, and we'll see if I can beat his leap of about 15 feet. Well, that wasn't too bad, was it? I mean, I nearly broke my neck and nearly totaled the whole vehicle, but I'm fine and I'm in one piece. Not bad for my first attempt. Now, where in America can you take these fantastic machines to go and do what I've just done with Eric today, other than Central Oregon? Well, to tell us all about it, here's Mary.
Thanks, Andrew. That was quite an impressive jump. Okay, so you have your ATV, you've got all your safety gear, and you're ready to ride. So where do you go? Well, if you don't happen to be in the neck of the woods with Andrew in Oregon, that's okay, don't worry about it. There's tons of trails out there. You could go down to the hidden valleys of the Grand Canyon in Arizona, or all the way up to Ontario, Canada. Or head out east to West Virginia to the Hatfield and McCoy Recreational Area, one of the largest in the United States and my personal favorites. No matter where you go, there's a trail with your name on it. See you out there.
Well, thanks, Mary. Good to hear great things about ATVing across the nation. Well, one last challenge left, and that's hill climbing. So join me right after this break. Our final stop was a location called the Cinder Pit. It's a small extinct volcano rising out of the dense evergreen forest. The cinder pit itself is made from small volcanic stones. This coarse material on the side of the pit would make our last hill climbing exercise a wonderful last challenge. That was fantastic.
Good times.
Oh, these things are unbelievable. Unbelievable. Something we spoke about earlier before we started filming was inclines, like really, really steep inclines. Is there anything around here that we can use to try that out?
Yeah, there's quite a bit around here. We can start out on some stuff that's steep and progress from there.
Right, Eric, here we are. This looks a lot steeper than 60 degrees to me.
It's not quite that steep. These things can handle steeper, but we'll start with this.
That looks pretty hairy. What's the technique?
Low gear, keep your weight forward, and keep going straight. Don't try to turn in the middle of the hill. These things roll a lot easier than they flip. So keep straight, keep your weight forward.
And that's a loose surface, right?
Very loose, very slippery.
So you stop halfway or 2/3 of the way up that, you're coming down one way by rolling.
Oh, gravity still works, no doubt about it.
I volunteered Eric to go first. I mean, why fail needlessly when you can watch someone else do it first? Or maybe succeed first. But about halfway up the hill, Eric started to lose traction and his tires started to dig into the cinders. Oh dear! Oh dear! What's happening? What's happening? This is how you do it! Like this! says we need more speed. You need skill. Okay, maybe a little bit of speed. We decided to make a second attempt using greater distance at the bottom of the hill to gain more speed. It's debatable whether or not this was a successful tactic, although I was confident it was going to work. Until, that is, about halfway up the hill. Oh no! I don't believe it! On our third try, we got back as far as we could and gave it one last running start. If it wasn't going to happen this time, it wasn't going to happen at all. Eric, what have you got to say for yourself?
Huh?
What have you got to say for yourself?
Not much.
This is not happening, is it?
Nope.
What is the technique? We couldn't get up it. I mean, what's the technique for going down it? I mean, that's really a loose surface on there.
Keep your wheels straight.
That's it.
That's it.
Whoa, that is seriously steep. Seriously steep. Well, that marks the end of a very memorable day for me. It was spectacular. And I have to thank you, Eric, and other members of your staff at Safari Adventures here in Central Oregon for making this an incredible day. There's something I must just tell you. You know, when you think of ATVs and looking at an ATV, you really don't think physical exertion, but let me tell you, I am exhausted. We've been out on the trails for about, what, 6-7 hours today?
Right around there.
And I can barely focus, but we've seen some of the most spectacular scenery in America, and we've seen no one else on the trails all day. So it really was something I definitely want to do again. And I'll look forward to seeing you all next time.